on live like last week. We had a great time.
Greetings, everyone. Greetings, and welcome to Circle of Sisters podcast, the spiritual podcast where we are soul sisters speaking out and fixing crowns in the process. I know we've been away for a minute,
Yes.
and y'all like, what is going on? So today's live is entitled Girl, What's the Tea? Where you been? What you birthing? What's been brewing? And so for all of y'all that miss us, we want to know what's going on with y'all too. So make sure to comment in the chats on the respective uh, streaming service that you're watching us on. I am Lady Unk, your spiritual guide, and I am here with my lovely sacred sister, sacred woman, practitioner, Chantel C. Erta Shakem, self care, lifestyle, and life wellness coach.
Greetings, everyone. It has been a while, but here we are. We have been missing MIA, but it has been intentional. You hear?
Yes.
Lots of beautiful things are happening in our lives, as I'm sure it's happening with you as well. We are just really doing the work, right? We talk about every day how our lives are changing according to how we show up. And showing up is really what this is all about. And it's not always to be showcased on social media and showing the best of the best, but also really living it in purpose. And so that's where we've been. Me personally, I can honestly say there's a lot of great things going on. I want to just give a shout out to Nicole Barton, who is premiering a documentary here in Atlanta called She is ATL. And yours truly was chosen to be one of the showcased individuals on this program that'll be coming out in the late spring, early March. So be on the lookout for that, where I was able to speak about just my journey into this new place of queenship, my journey into this new place as an Inyanga, my journey into this place as an author. I mean, all of those great things. So be on the lookout for that because it was such a magical experience. And oh my God, I am still in shock to just find myself here alongside of you, my beautiful sister, being
Oh,
able to come into this space and find ourselves really living those things that we've talked about. I mean, especially as it goes to the Sacred Woman City of Wellness and working side by side with her this season, and how
sure.
we have been preparing to mentor the new women called SWIM, Sacred Women in the Making, who will be coming through the rites of passage with Queen Afua. Me and my beautiful sister, Lady Aunt, get to help support the mentors who are mentoring these new swim coming in. And we're just so excited. I remember when we first did our rites of passage and we were like, one day we gonna be working side by side with Queen Afua. And then it's like, wow, here we are a couple years later, really being able to be given that opportunity to serve. So what's the tea with you, sis? What's going
Woo!
on?
What is the tea? So, yeah, last we tapped in, your girl got engaged. So,
Yes.
last that was what was going on there. The fires and everything going on with the fires in California is a state where you can actually marry yourself. You can officiate your own wedding. Um, and so we decided to hold off on the ceremony for right now, but we do recognize ourselves as as married at this point. And so I'm very excited about that. So I had to mention that and mention my king man, Chase, if he's listening, because he is like the foundation of why I can do all the moving and shaking, because it's been a lot of moving and shaking, sis. We haven't
Yes.
had a chance to tap in and really let them know what's going on. So this season, we are the lead practitioners, the lead mentors for the Sacred Woman Rites of Passage program, which means that we have a lot of space that we are holding for the circle of sisters that are coming through. And we are the first point of contact supporting the mentors who will be mentoring the Sacred Women this season. So, with that, we already have a huge responsibility to make sure that we dig deeper into our own self care practices and self care lifestyle. I mention always transparently that there are things that I struggle with, even as a sacred woman, even living this sacred woman life. And so I've really been taking this time away to really focus internally on getting myself in alignment. I did a little bit of what I call a sacred sabbatical. It's a way that I spirit check myself, I get myself in alignment so that I can be able to fulfill others' cup. In addition to that, I was just approved to be an official Sacred Woman satellite location right here in Nile Valley Wellness, located in Long Beach, California. So, what that means is that whenever there are open houses, I've decided that when there are open houses, though there are events that are virtual that are open to the public to learn more about the journey or pathways to the Sacred Woman lifestyle, or any of the Queen Afua Wellness Institute programs. Whenever there are open houses, I will open up the house for those who want to come in and get information in person, who want to be able to watch the video with like-minded people. And so stay on the lookout for the dates and the schedule as to when the satellite pop-ups will happen. So that's something that's on the way. But what sis and I've been working on the background, with our series, we gave you a lot of information and we've been mentioning the retreat. Well, guess what? We're here. The retreat is starting this weekend. So it starts Friday, the 28th, and it's going through the 31st, which is Monday. It's a 3-day retreat, and it'll allow you to really get into the queen version of yourself, tap into that queen energy. It allows you to recenter and refocus. And we give you a lot of love and support as we guide you through the plant medicines that are offered during the retreat, just to help you expand your consciousness and tap in with your spirit or your soul's mission. And so we are really excited. We have a more intimate group this season. However, good things come in small packages, so that allowed us to really go luxurious with our accommodations, and so we're excited about that as well. Just so much, girl. Look, sip, sip. That was like a gulp of tea.
Look, and that is just really how life shows up, right? It's like we can see the wealth in even the little things,
Mhm.
right? I mean, these women, as you spoke on, who have went through the Embracing the Queen Within journey, activating to the principles of sacred living, and really being able to show up for themselves was a true blessing, to be able to facilitate that space and that circle and to see the transformations. It's just like, wow, this is what this work is all about. This is what Sisterhood and the Circle of Sisters podcast is all about. We all must and should and can straighten our crowns, align to the queen within, and I am so thankful for the work that, we've continued to do with Sacred Woman, but also the life work that we're doing individually by applying the principles that we've learned, utilizing the tools to really help us navigate these life experiences. Because really the world is pretty dark, right? If you're not on a higher frequency, if you're not on a higher vibration, it can easily overcome you. But when you begin to shift your vibration and activate your God consciousness and
Yes.
your queen essence, you can reign and rule and dictate how things show up to serve you. So that's what this is all about, learning how to utilize our God given gifts, talents, and abilities to speak up, to speak out, to tap in, to turn on, and to really begin to create the experiences you want to experience. This has been just really, really magical. This is, I think, since my graduation, when I did my Master's of Divinity in Transpersonal Psychology, I wore a stall that said Black Girl Magic. And this is where the Black Girl Magic is really beginning to pay off and show. And it's not only Black Girl Magic for me, but it's Black Girl Magic for all women. And I know you've said it before, and I've always held it close to me, is that we are all sacred women. Just some of us haven't ascended yet. But once we begin to ascend, get ready. There
It,
ain't no
get ready,
stopping us
Bray.
now.
Hey, we're on the move. It
Hey,
really ain't no stopping us now. I mean, when I look at what is brewing in real time, like in reality, and then I'm seeing the projection in my mind of what's to come, it
woo!
is so amazing. Um, I just want to take the time out really, really, really quick to just really talk about oneness, okay? And I've studied Christianity. I've studied, and I posted about this. I've studied Christianity, Ifa, Kemetic science, indigenous practices all over the world. And what I found throughout all of my studies is when you search for things outside of yourself, it can lead to disappointment. And in order to really connect with the divine, the most high, God, spirit, whatever you want to consider that force, in order to really connect, you have to first connect within your inner being, within your soul. Once you connect to your soul's mission and your soul's purpose, and you really tap into doing the things that you love and enjoy, once you tap into that, the possibilities become endless. And there is literally nothing that can stand in your way. And I'm talking from experience. There
Yes.
has been things that have tried to come and block blessings that were meant for me. But let me tell you one thing, okay? And this is a word for everyone. Sometimes you don't need the accreditation. Sometimes you don't need the certification. Sometimes you are divinely appointed, okay,
Ashe.
to the seats that you're supposed to sit in. And with that divine appointment, you have to understand that I'm going to sit here in my authority and I am going to reign as the queen I am from my throne. We all got our own thrones. We all have those things that we are divinely appointed to do. No certification, no accolade, no title can really stand towards that. And I feel like, sis, we have really been moving in that space. We've been really owning that space. And that is the understanding I'm recently harmonizing and integrating into my spirit. So there is still more growth to come. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till this pop out and show you summertime body hit because it's loading, okay? Summer body downloading.
Ashe. Ashe.
Shout out to Summer Bodies, which is one of the fitness instructors. It's loading. And there was a piece of the puzzle that I was missing that I could not unlock. And it's suddenly just clicked open and the floodgates of information are coming through. And with that, it's divine timing because there's so much that we have in store for you all that we ain't even mentioned yet. Sis, let's get into the tea.
Look, look, look. Yes, yes. You dropped some gems right there. Understanding and understanding who you are, first and foremost, is the beginning of living that life, right? It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm about that life. I'm about that life to the fullest, right? And when we see who we are and whose we are, and how we have been sent to serve in a capacity that no one can take from us. No one can tell you differently. When you know, you know. And then it goes back to the way knows the way. We can say, oh, I have to do this study. I have to gain this wisdom. I got to gain this insight. But ultimately, what you were created to do is divinely deposited within you. Yes, there are portals, there are principles, there are tools, there are people that can support your vision. But until you know what it is, and until you step out into it, into your brightest light, I mean, blindly in some cases, you will never get to experience it. But we're calling all of you out. We're calling the queens, we're calling the kings, we're calling the goddesses and the gods. We're calling all of those who are ready to reign and rule, because the world is waiting for us. This is one thing that I've learned, is that everybody is a reflection of who I am. Within those reflections are opportunities to change. Within those reflections are opportunities to create new stories. And there are also opportunities to allow and surrender and accept that which is given. And that does take the integration, because we get so caught up in, oh, this is all I know, or this is all that I've seen, or this is all that I've experienced. But why settle? Why settle? If that's all you've experienced, why not pursue something else? Why not see if there's something else under the surface? And when we begin to peel back those layers, that's where we can truly find who we are. And I tell you, this activation tree and the one coming up, as we spoke on, the tease of what's coming, we will be doing a rapid fire activation retreat coming up in June. So this rapid fire activation is calling everyone who have been already on this path, already on this journey, but just need a little push to say, yeah, this is truly what I need. We're calling you out. We're calling you to come into the circle. We're calling you to come into the space. We're calling in these good vibrations to vibe check, to realign, to align the chakras or your aritus with your purpose, being able to connect with your I am principle to your I know principle. And that's our root chakra to our crown chakra. So this is going to be a retreat like none other. I mean, it's going to bring forth all that is within you to be experienced in the world in a place of creating heaven on earth. That's what we're going for. I mean, the world is pretty dark, but we are the lights. We are the stars. We are the leaders. We are the gatekeepers. We are the priestess and the priests. We are those women, the oracles. We are those that see what's to come. So we have to open up the doors. We're not gatekeeping anything. We're calling forth unity, community, resources, support. What is it? Allyship, affiliation, and really alignment of all that we are, because every single individual has a work. Every single individual has a service. Every single individual has a path and a purpose. And it's time to tap into it. Time to tap in. And you don't even have to know exactly what it is, but following your feel good is where it starts. What feels good to you?
Exactly. Following the feel good. And for those of you who need a little assistance or help getting to the feel good, we have a few offerings that I want to mention. One of the first offerings that I want to mention, and we will, because this week is our retreat week, we will start this back in April. So in the month of April, we are calling any of our followers, anyone who's watched us and wants to have a little time with us. We are doing vibe check readings. Our vibe check reading includes a chakra reading. It includes an ancestral card pull, and it also includes some sacred principle work or some womb work for you to do. And so, with that, it's a 30-minute reading. It takes about 30 minutes, and it also ends with a tuning. So, you actually get a charge as you go forward with the sacred medicine that we will be giving you within your spiritual guidance. So, that's one way to tap into to our offerings. Those vibe checks are $55, and they will be on the Good Vibes Lounge LLC.com website for you to start to book. So it might fill up fast, y'all, because we got a lot of things we're doing on the back end, and we're giving this offering to everyone. So make sure that you get in there as soon as possible and you schedule your vibe check, your reading, okay? And if this is a reading like none other, okay? You actually have two seasoned practitioners and healers, medicine women, spiritual guides that will be actually it's hard to explain. You have to experience it, but we actually read together. I channel as well as Chantel channels. And so the way that it comes through is beautiful. It's 30 minutes focused on you recharging. So to happen to Good Vibes Lounge LLC.com so that you can schedule that reading with us. The other offering is we are going to be releasing dates this week for our 1 day virtual retreats. These retreats will be virtual spaces. They will be anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. We're still trying to plan out the time frame. But it will be to unlock those chakra points, those womb points within our system that really blocks us from really being able to tap into that energy, that big G that lives in me. And so we're really focused on creating mini workshops that will be like 1 day little mini retreats for you to tap into. Those will be $111 just to start your path and your journey to healing. And as we did mention, our lovely 3 day retreat, something like three, almost 4 days, from Friday, June 20th through June 23rd, Monday. We will be hosting a retreat, same price as always, 555. That is sowing the seed for your transformation, as we know what the number five represents. So we are really geared up and ready to go. There are people out here who need this work. We understand that some of the things are priced outside of our price points, but we make it really accessible. We definitely want everyone who likes, who's drawn to us, who finds symmetry in the wisdom that we impart, to come in. Let us show you some of the things and the principles that we've done and that we've used to unlock various aspects of ourselves, and continue to follow us and watch us grow and evolve. Like, you gonna watch me shrink this season. I'm claiming it.
Look, I already see it, sis. I already see it. I already
you
see it.
you
It's
gonna watch me
finished.
shrink this season. Look, the only I said this is my tagline for the season, y'all. So look, roll with me. I said the only thing I'm shrinking this season is my waistline. Okay, I'm taking up space. I'm popping out. I'm shining. The only thing shrinking is this waistline. And I'm gonna stand on business. We're gonna check back in July, and we're gonna be looking
Yes.
back like, wait a minute.
She said what she said. Did
She
y'all hear
said
her
what she
though? Did y'all
said.
hear her though? Look, this is definitely a season of transformation and change. And the way that you really get to experience the most out of this season is to truly surrender to what is good. Surrender to what is good and don't hold yourself back. Don't shrink back. If you feel inclined, why not? If it's not violating the laws of nature, if it's not violating another human being, you have to be you. That's it.
Right.
And when you do that, it opens more doors. Like you said, this divine alignment to the most high divine source energy who has sent you for a purpose is ready to take up space in you, through you, around you, for you, if only you are ready. So these activation retreats, these tools that are very, very practical. I know a lot of people kind of get caught up when we start speaking of spirituality, or the laws of nature, or divine spirit, or anything other than the vibration of religiosity, right? We welcome religion, but at some point, religion should be moving you into spirituality, because we are spiritual beings, and all of our religions call forth for us to align and do greater works.
Ashe.
Align and do greater works. So those that we followed in our religious practices are also guides, mentors, prototypes of who we are. And we have to begin to embody their essence along with the essence of the energy that they carried or represented, so that we too can do the greater works. And it starts with really examining our hearts, examining our minds, realigning to the highest vibration of our expression. And sometimes it's hard to do that if you don't know where to start, right? I am an avid Christian, if you want to call me that. I've studied my Bible. I've been deep in my communion with God and knowing who I am in God and who He is in me, or who the Creator created me to be, so that when I show up, that light of God is what shows up. And I can claim that as my own because I am a child of the Most High. And so I get to utilize the same principles, the same teachings, the same spoken word to create my reality. And that I know for sure. That's something that I've been working with and integrating each and every day since I've become more aware. And this is by using these simple, practical tools of spirituality, which most of us do every day anyway. It's just swerving the energy to align to you. And that's what God has created us to do. So tap, tap, tap in, gain this insight, get these tools, begin to show up for you in ways that you've never dream that you could, and see your life change. I mean, why not? Why not? And know that you will never be alone. Those people who are called to rock this out with you are going to show up in the hundreds. As Queen Afua says, one by one, then two by two, then thousands upon thousands will begin to come together in this spirit of oneness. And it's like you're the only one. You are the only one. But there's so many others who are finding their way as well. But you have to show up for you. And when you do, it's a whole new world.
Yes, it is. And honestly, I'm so glad that you ended with "It's a Whole New World," because we have seen a lot of things happening in the cosmos, and we know as above, so below. There's been eclipses, new moons, full moons, planetary alignments, planetary conjunctions. What does all that mean? I'm gonna boil it down for you in 1 minute. What it means is we are entering a whole new world. Right now, we are at the precipice of where you can really change things really fast. We've seen how fast this year is already going by. We're in quantum speed. Time has been sped up. And so what you want to see manifested is happening right now. It's happening in real time. Stop talking adverse to what you desire. Cut that completely out. You cannot do it anymore. It is detrimental. What you speak things as though they were, as you speak things into existence that you desire. We're not spending any time, effort, energy, and definitely not our breath of life on anything that is not serving us. With that, I am complete. I love you all. Thank you all for tuning in, tapping in with us as you all do. You know how we get down at the Circle of Sister podcast. We always bringing you the spirituality. We always bringing it real and uncut. You get what you get. You don't throw a fit. Ashe.
Hey, get what you get and don't throw a fit. And remember to always straighten your crown. There's always opportunities to stay seated on your throne, reigning and ruling in the highest vibration of love, light, and abundance and prosperity. Because some of our ancestors never experienced the lack, the limitation, the fear, the doubt, the worry. So why not align to those principles and begin to speak out those things that you desire? Because our words do create and our words cast spells. These can be for our highest good or our detriment. So remember, we are the Soul Sisters speaking out
Speaking out and
and
fixing
fixing
crowns.
crowns in the process. Until next time,
Ashe.
peace and love.
I kind of feel like since you said ancestors, we got to pull a card. You got your deck?
Oh, I would love to. Yes, let's come through.
I kind of feel
Okay,
like we
sis.
got to pull a
Look,
card real quick.
let's see what they have to offer us for today. Because, ever since I started my Inyanga initiation, my ancestors have definitely been speaking. And, I remember a time in my life where, all the spiritual world and the religious world were separate. But as I've come into my work, I've known that it's all the same. It's all the same. And the tools that we use are the same as well. Some use their Bible to divinate, some use pendulums, some use cards, some use books, some use whatever their own intuition. We are always divinely being inspired with words of truth, words of wisdom, words that help support us and move us forward. And so I am so thankful to be able to connect with my ancestors, guides, and those that support me on this journey. And this wisdom of the ancestor never ceases to fail me. So our card is, I haven't looked, boy, it says the patriarch. And it says unapologetic. Okay. So we must live these unapologetic lives and knowing that we are supported and our ancestors. And I like the fact that this seems to be a Native American.
Yes.
And it also puts me in the mind of a shamanic elder. Okay. And he is the patriarch. He is God. He is the one that overshadows and covers us all. But it says unapologetic. So it also is the number 4. So 4 is all about the directions, north, south, east, and west. In, so above, so below, as within, so without. This is the essence of I am, right? This is the foundation of all things, number 4. So as we read, these cards are very powerful because they give an affirmation or a declaration. And the declaration is, I owe no apology for walking in my power.
Girl, wait a minute.
I owe no apology for walking in my power.
Listen, Linda. Wherever Linda at. Listen.
I owe no apology for walking in my power. And when we as a people come into that understanding and understanding and begin to integrate in the power of I am, the world changes. The world changes. So the ancestral medicine for this card says, act as if you are regal. Act as if you are powerful. Act as if you are wise. This is a different frequency than the fake it till you make it. No, you have no need to fake anything.
Come on.
Your arteries and bones remember the royalty in your DNA. What did I say?
That don't have to be a word. That don't got to be a word for nobody else, but I know it was a word for me, and I'm gonna tell you how.
Come through.
I'm gonna tell you how I know this was a word for me. Thank you, Spirit. Wait a minute. I'm gonna tell you how I know it was a word. Okay, and this was a divine word and divine timing, because when I used to teach Sunday school for my church for many years. And when I taught Sunday school, my idea at the time, or the thought process that I had, was I need to engulf myself so that I can really live this walk this walk, talk this talk, right? And I had to fake it till you make it. Like, that's words I actually said, like, fake it till you make it. I ain't gonna lie, finna hold y'all. This is what my thought was, okay? Fake it till you make it. And I knew the Bible, I read it, but it was like, just keep doing the work, and it's gonna all click, it's gonna all turn on, you know. And so I was definitely in that fake it till you make it sense. Like, I'm gonna get up here, I'm gonna have my lesson plans, and I thorough, okay, doing all of the things, okay, really holding it down. But here's where the fake part come, because that Bible tells me to hold myself for marriage, and I didn't hold myself for marriage. So when I became pregnant, I couldn't stand up there and fake it no more. You know what I'm saying?
The truth had been revealed.
The truth had been revealed, right? So that was part of my transition to get deeper in the word, right? I was like, okay, since I clearly messed up, I got this baby, let me now start going to seminary school, because maybe it's gonna hit harder, right? Maybe it's gonna and there I started to feel myself doing something different. I was really trying to gain my own understanding. I wasn't listening to what somebody was telling me, or the way that the Sunday school books tell you to teach the lesson. Nah, throwing that out. Let me read it myself. Let me try to get it myself. And so here's where it just makes full circle. It comes full circle, because when I first got into spirituality, my very first mentor, her name was Amma. She said, "You don't need no tools. You don't need no book. You don't need no pendulum. You don't need nothing." The way she taught me, she had moved to Merida, Mexico. So we literally sat on live like this, and we talked. And she said, "What are you trying to learn?" And I said, "I want to connect more with my intuition." And she explained these things to me. No book, no program, no pendulum, no cards, no nothing. It was two women speaking, two women talking. Okay. It was the most powerful thing I'd ever experienced. And we did that for about 6 months. Fast forward, I'm here now. And with that spark there, I was able to do other things that I wouldn't have even imagined doing. And I really put myself out there, and I really began to move in the direction that I said I was going. It was no longer faking it till you make it. It was like, okay, do as much as you can, as best as you can, and give yourself grace.
Ashe.
You don't gotta fake nothing. Just do as
And
much as you
know
can,
that you are. Woo!
and know that you are. And so just now in this season, okay? This has been a long time in the making, and y'all, some of y'all that roll with me, rock with me, been rolling with me for a long time, know y'all done seen it every step along the way, so y'all know I ain't telling no lies. Just now, I'm finally at the point, I've healed enough of myself to be at the point of, I ain't gotta fake nothing no more. I'm unapologetically me. So, like I said, that didn't have to be a word for y'all, but it was a word for me, and
I
I'm rolling
receive
with
it
it.
too. I receive it too, sis. I
I'm
mean,
rolling with
that
it.
that unapologetically you statement is like, yeah, you can be whoever it is that you are, and know that you have royalty. That's the one
Okay.
that
Yes.
dropped in for me. You have royalty in your DNA. And then, as my ancestors have been showing up, not only do I have royalty, I am able to connect with the ancestors that were even part of the first creation, the angelics. I mean, who would even think that they connect with the angelic frequencies and vibrations of ancestors that were able to be a part of creating? Let us make them in our image, or let
Okay.
us make man, humankind, in our image. And then within that, we get to unlock that DNA that is part of them. Can you imagine? That
Man.
is like where the infinite possibilities are. And if we can tap into it and embrace it and not fear and shrink back from it, or not see it as something adverse, but see it as a positive that, hey, I get to do this and it looks different than what I've been taught, but I'm willing to go for it just because I know my connection with God, because I know the voice of God and no other will I follow. And then I'm also learning that the voice of God is my own voice.
Mm-hmm.
It's my
That's
own voice. Come
shade.
through, y'all.
I shade. That was one of the first lessons Amma had taught me. She was like, when you hear the Most High, what do it sound like? And I said, I don't know, because it just sounds like me.
Come through.
And that was the revelation. So, oh my goodness, sis, thank you so much for doing that card pull. I know that someone out there may have needed that. You know, no more fake it till you make it. It's time to be unapologetically you, live unapologetically you. We are stepping into our greatest dreams and desires. But that's only happens if you like acknowledge those and you move towards those. And there's so many of us that are stuck, stagnant, and just need a little bit of help. And for those of you who may feel that way, that's what we're here for. We're here for y'all. That is literally what we're here for. Tap in with us on all social platforms. Tap in with us at NileValleyWellness.com. Tap in with us at GoodVibesLoungeLLC.com. Tap in with us, y'all. Tap in, tap in.
And get your vibes checked, tune up. How about that?
Yeah, get your vibes checked. Let's start there.
Yes.
Let's start with the vibe check. Well, sister, it was always great. I know you gotta go. I gotta go. We've been on here for a minute, but girl, this tea was piping hot.
Yes, yes, yes. Drink up. And don't forget to fix your crown in the process.
Ashe.
Peace and love.
Peace.